Come join me and my little family as we do one last camping trip until the fall. We go visit Palmetto State Park. It's a beautiful campground. We've never been before. We're definitely going to be back. So cool, beautiful sunsets, lots of wildlife. It's got the San Marcos River going through it. And oh, yeah, you're going to want to watch out for snakes and caterpillars that drop from the sky. There is so much to see and do and not enough time, so let's get started. I just love long road trips. I get to gaze at the love of my life. Corey's in the car too, but he's driving. Obviously, Hazel is so therapeutic to just stare at. Look how comfortable she is. We are on our way to Palmetto State Park. There's a Buc-ee's like right in front of it. You have to pass the Buc-ee's to get into the entrance of the state park. I thought I could hold it, but I have one of these bladder buster sized drinks. There's a place called the Texan, which is kind of like a Buc-ee's, but less crowded, which I love. I'm gonna take you in there. The restrooms are clean. They have a lot of snacks to choose from. And what I actually like about the Texan more than Buc-ee's is they have a place for you to sit and eat. I wouldn't be surprised if the Texan is owned by the same people that own Buc-ee's. It is set up just the same. The restrooms, the drink station, they have just an endless array of snacks. They have the sandwiches, they have the little fruit cups, the cake, desserts, you name it, they've got it. They even have a grill that's set up very similar to Buc-ee's with all the different barbecue sandwiches. Like I said, they've got places for you to sit. They've got quite a few booths, and it looks so similar to Buc-ee's. They've got all these little jars of things you can buy, like pickled quail eggs and different things like that. And then they've got a little souvenir area. Now, we actually got this jerky at Super K yesterday when we gassed up the truck. It was 75% off, making it just a few bucks. So this is a little snack for Hazel. Our map was being a little bit wonky. It took us down a strange road to get to the check-in area where only 2 RVs could fit at a time, otherwise you were out in the street. Buc-ee's is still under construction, the one in Luling, or Lulling, I don't know how you say the name of the town. It was under construction like a year ago when we were over here. It's very hard to get in with a travel trailer into the parking lot. There's like no place to park. People are literally parking across the highway and walking under the highway to go to Buc-ee's. We were low on gas, and like I said, you've got to pass Buc-ee's to get into the entrance of the Palmetto State Park. We decided to go ahead and drop the camper off, and then I'm going to stay here with Hazel, who is crashed out next to me, and just wait for them to come back with lunch. This is probably going to be our last camping trip. We usually put our camper away for the summer. It's just too hot to travel, and I think we'll pick it back up in the fall again. We're here for a couple of days, 2 nights. We thought this would be a good opportunity to start trying out some of the freeze-dried meals that we've made on our freeze dryer over the past year and a half, because we've been making them, but we haven't really been trying them to see if we like them, or if we stored them right, if they're still good, if we want to make them again. Weather has been crazy where we live. We've had tornadoes, we've had floods, and I can't tell you how many times we lost power. It's just been exhausting, very draining. I'm glad that we're prepared. We've actually had 24-hour pharmacies that had to close, some shipping disruptions at our grocery stores, gas stations that were out of gas, banks that you couldn't go withdraw from. Basically everything you would think you need in an SHTF situation we dealt with. I think we share the same power grid with our fire station. Although we lost power, it was not more than, I think, 6 hours max. There's a lot of people that were without power for days. With all this rain, like all the pterodactyl mosquitoes are coming out. I also forgot to mention that we've all been fighting colds in our family, so I apologize if it sounds like I'm talking through my nose. There was this one bird that was fascinated with our awning. I was terrified that she was trying to build a nest and that we would have to stay there until her babies decided to fly the nest. Although I prefer a view of water, I was not disappointed with all this shade. We were in site number 19, which was directly across from the bathhouse and the showers, and there was so much space between us and our neighbor. The refectory was just a stone throw, pardon the pun, away from our campsite. When the Civilian Conservation Corps set out to build parks across Texas in the 1930s, it had a set of building design principles that emphasized harmony with nature. And the success of this design style is most notable at Palmetto State Park. And this refectory is made of native sandstone boulders that appear to blend in with the surrounding landscape. It's set along a bend in the San Marcos River, and it is a wonderful place to rent out for weddings or family gatherings. Next, we're going to take a short stroll down to the San Marcos River. The day before we arrived, this area was closed because of all the flooding. It actually covered the bridge that we are currently walking on right now. At the time of our visit, this water was very rapidly moving. I do not recommend getting in with a tube right here. I am still in such awe over the design and architecture of this building. I just couldn't stop walking around and staring at it. It was absolutely stunning. We always catch the most amazing sunsets at Texas state parks. When we woke up the following morning, we knew the only way we were going to be able to fit a hike in is if we did it super early before it got really hot. Nothing puts a little pep in your step like seeing what you think is a pile of deer poop in the middle of the street, and then it turns out to be a cottonmouth. Hershey Kisses. Those are copperheads. Now you want to use your feet? Oh, there's the first mud boil. Mud boils are basically muddy springs. One thing y'all want to know about this park, it's lovely here, but they have falling caterpillars everywhere. So I have my little hat on here. You feel like you're in the tropics. We were pleasantly surprised to not see any mosquitoes. We saw a lot of other bugs, we saw dragonflies, and of course a lot of butterflies, rattlesnakes, copperheads. Although I do not love the caterpillars falling onto my head, I do love the butterflies everywhere, so that is the upside. My hubby gets all geeked out when he learns this kind of stuff. We are also the official cobweb clearers of the day. Usually the first people out on trail get to experience all the cobwebs. I don't mind the snakes, I'm just terrified of ticks. So if you're wondering why is there a water tower here, human activity in the area has drastically changed the environment. The oil and water pumping in the area has altered the flow of the underground water that the palmetto groves relied on for moisture in the past. So in order to save the palmettos, the Civilian Conservation Corps built an artesian well to pump the water from deep underground and then bringing it to the surface. The water tower stores some of the water before it's released at the surface. After that long hike, we were ready to eat. So while Corey and Olivia went in and got our lunch, I stayed out in the parking lot and just checked out all these quirky little doohickeys. And I met a guy out in the parking lot who works in the little information area, but he was leaving for the day. He said, just go help yourself, walk in there, take whatever brochures you need. So I went in there, and there is definitely a lot of things to do in this area. We will definitely be back when we have more time. I'm on Hazel duty while Corey and Olivia went into the barbecue place. We had to stop by Dollar General because, you know, they're always out in the middle of nowhere. Got some of these meatballs. These are the best shelf-stable meals. They come in these Mylar type bags. I sound like I have such a southern twang when I have a cold. They had them at Dollar Tree for a while for $1.25, which was an awesome deal. These are some of the best meatballs that I've ever had that weren't homemade, you know. I think Corey paid $4, but Dollar General seems to be the only place we can find these now. On the way back to our campsite, we passed a lavender field, and we are all obsessed with lavender essential oils and Epsom salt. It's like our favorite fragrance, so we decided we had to go in there and check it out. Olivia colored her hair a bright, vibrant purple, and it faded into a beautiful lavender color, so she blended in perfectly in this gift shop. They had a nice variety of lavender-infused products, from shampoos and conditioners, body washes, soaps, you name it, they probably had it. Olivia ended up getting a really cute necklace that was an infuser. You just drop some lavender or whatever fragrance essential oils on it, and the fragrance lasts all day. They also had candles. They sold coffee and tea and different drinks that were infused with lavender. I got some lavender infused Epsom salt as well as this little roll-on lotion, some facial toner, and a sparkling lavender bubbly water. On our way back to the campsite, we decided to go ahead and drive by the other side of the park, which had like a little pond, a little lake, and this was an area for day use. They had kayak rentals, and I believe they had some primitive camping. There is the one and only cabin, I believe, at Palmetto State Park. And so, yeah, they had a couple of areas that I guess you could set up tents, or maybe if you want to do some boondocking and you had a small RV or travel trailer. Lots of shade, very beautiful area. Look at Hazel's cute little reflection in the mirror. Thank you for spending this time with us. We hope that you have a wonderful summer, and we will see you next time. Y'all take care, and God bless.